30. Michael, you at the Fairfield office?
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you what, guys, if you haven't had a chance to go out to the Fairfield office, it's co-working space, but that office is cool, man. I love the way it's decorated. I love the vibe there, the kitchen, the free snacks. Free snacks once again. Yeah, I like that office a lot. All right, guys, we're almost there. We're about to get started. My daughter yesterday slept until almost 11:30 to wake her up. Like, not in this household. We wake up. All right, guys, it is 10:35. We'll go ahead and get rolling. So happy Tuesday to each of you. Super excited, you guys. As you guys know, if you have followed my journey and followed, Lily being here, it's just super exciting to have her here. She's going to be here for almost a month. We got the water slide in the backyard. Her and Silas are having a great time. They bicker a little bit. Everything Silas does, she has to do, and vice versa. But it's just cool to have them here. So I'm super grateful to have all of my kids in one house and just being able to spend time as a family. Shout out to Amanda because she made the best lasagna the other night. But let's go ahead and get rolling. So if you guys are new to the meeting, feel free to put your Instagram handle below. And also, if you have any wins or shout outs that you want to mention, feel free to put that in the chat. However, before we get started, we have a couple new guests on the line today, and I want to give them a welcome, and I want to turn the mic over to them if they would like to say hello. Elaine, the tattooed realtor, she's here. She took her test. Check this out, you guys. Talk about perseverance. 6 times. On the second time, she could have said, no, this isn't for me. The third time, oh my God, this sucks. Fourth time, oh my God, this is never going to happen. But she persevered because she was committed to this. And so, Elaine, welcome. Quick introduction from you. And congratulations on the determination thus far. That grit is going to pay off very, very well in this industry. So say a quick hello, and why'd you choose to join us?
Well, Kim Liu is my mentor / just family. She brought me onto your team because she told me, she's like, this is like the best team environment. And she knows I love being in team environments. So that's why I'm here. I just didn't want to give up. There was times where I was like, maybe this isn't for me, but I was like, no, it is. Every day, just kept trying.
And how many of you all had or have had one moment of doubt in their career or in the preparation stages of getting here? Right. So Elaine, you're in the right place. You're with the right team. You have the right support. You're not alone. But huge congratulations to you. 6 times. I know the mental stress and emotional roller coaster that is. So
yeah,
good job.
I was almost done. I was like, if I don't pass this time, I don't know what to do. But when I opened that piece of paper, I was like, oh my God, I did it.
Yes. It's a really powerful moment. So shout out to you. A little bit about her. You have a daughter. How old's your daughter?
11
years old. Doing this to create a better life for her and her family. So shout out to you. Congratulations. Do we have any other guests on the line today, or anybody that's here for their very first time that would like to say a quick hello before we get rolling? Going once, going twice. Cool. Moving on. All right. So we are going to open the meeting up with a quick teaching moment. And the quick teaching moment is going to come from our very own new lead scientist, who is Dan Sundberg. And here's a message that I want to make really, really clear to everybody. We're attending these masterminds. We're going and learning these things. And every single person that we're hearing speak is saying that there's so much gold in those leads that you said were horrible leads. No one's answering. Those are trash. Oh my God. Those are the leads that people are picking up gold. There's people on this call right now that are picking up lead opportunities. Look at Nikosi and what he's doing, because he's just grinding and calling. So I want you guys to think, it takes about 13 months for an average online lead to convert. Well, there's people in the database that have been sitting there for some time. There's people that were dealing with the struggles and the buyer fatigue and the no inventory and writing multiple offers and the arguments with husband and wife and everything that was happening in last year. So things have shifted and things have changed. So I think what we need to do is we need to dive deeper into the database and go back into those opportunities. So Dan, quick update on your and my man, what you're seeing, what are things that you're working on to bring even more opportunities to the table for our agents. So without further ado, Dan Sundberg.
Yeah, thank you, Elias. So good to see everyone here. For those of you who don't know, my name is Dan Sundberg, and I took over from Ben Rojas, stepping into some very big shoes as our lead scientist here. So my job is to figure out ways to put more opportunities in front of you all. And like Elias said, one of the big opportunities that is present is the thousands and thousands of leads that are sitting in our team Chime Pond and in Follow Up Boss, and then also the leads that are getting generated by our lead partners like OpCity, like Ojo, like Zillow Flex, like all these programs. And so like Elias said, when we're looking in that database of the leads that are sitting in there, there is tremendous opportunity for the people who said, you know, I want to buy a year or two ago and then decided that they didn't want to and now are revisiting that conversation. We're seeing in the database on the back end through some of the re-engagement campaigns, through some of the property automated search for those leads that are sitting in there, hundreds of leads every week that are coming back and are making touches through some of those automated systems. So when you're thinking, you know, I want to get some business, I want to find someone new to talk to, there's tremendous gold in that. And what I would say is this Thursday, 9:30, we're having Online Leads 101. So if you've recently gotten signed up for Ojo, OpCity, Follow Up Boss, any of those lead platforms, you got signed up for that in the last couple of months, or if you've been signed up for a while, you want a refresher, you want to learn some ways to make better use of the Follow Up Boss platform. If you want to learn how to convert online leads better, come to the class. It's on the team calendar, 9:30 this Thursday. It's going to be a Zoom meeting. And what I will say on that too, if you're not signed up for that, or if you are signed up and feel like you're not getting enough out of it, in the last week alone, more than 120 new client opportunities. So these are new people that came into the system with really high appointment rates. So about 1 in 4, 1 in 5 of those resulted in face-to-face appointments through these online lead sources, right? So if you want to add some diversity to where you're getting your leads from, especially now, start getting engaged with the Online Leads program. And a good first step is Online Leads 101 this Thursday, 9:30. Hope to see you there.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well put. I absolutely love this. And you guys, what I would do in the coming months is I would really master your CRM. Now, some of you may not use Follow Up Boss. Obviously, that's where the company generated leads are, but I would make this a time where you truly master your CRM and you master your follow-up campaigns. Because how many of you, and let's be honest, have ever followed up with a consumer that you called them and they said, oh, you know what, we just bought or we just sold. Has that ever happened to anybody? And the reason why is that they said, call me back in 3 months. You called them back in 2 months and 3 weeks and you missed the boat, right? So having the system do a lot of the automation and reminder sheet, because hey, face it, we're all human. We all have ADD, shiny objects. We're all going in multiple different directions. Have the system help you manage your business in a better way. And no better than Dan, who has ran huge campaigns for other companies to help you understand how to really manage and maintain a really solid CRM. So Dan, I'm really excited about what's coming and what's next. So I want to hear from Adrian really quick. Adrian, high level, rapid fire. Adrian Reliza just got back from Sales Mastery. Check this out. Adrian's been licensed since 2005. She has never attended a real estate conference, ever. She came back, she booked 3 real estate conferences. So Adrian, super excited about your growth. If you could rapid fire, what were 3 things that you took away from that Sales Mastery and that you instantly are putting into action in your business?
Script practice, lots of script practice, being in dialogue every day, making those calls at least an hour a day. You have to do it. It's the dialogue. It's getting used to talking to people about the market. So if you can't make your calls, listen to podcasts, getting out of your comfort zone, going to these events, giving up control to gain control. Average agents do what they don't want to do on the days they want to do it. But leaders do what they don't want to do on the days they don't want to do it. So they do it whenever they do it. They just do it. And that was what I took away from the event.
I love it. I love it. So you guys, we're going to be diving deep into that. I'll be putting some stuff on the calendar. We'll be diving deep into the sales mastery, the scripts and things like that. But I love what Adrian just said. 30% of people do what they want to do on the days that they want to. I feel good. I look good. Oh, I'm going to create videos. I'm going to make some calls. I'm in a good mood. 70% of people do the shit that they don't want to do on the days that they don't want to do it. Right? I don't want to make calls today, but I'm going to make the calls. And so, Adrian, I love that you said that. Kenny, would love to hear from you, bro. This event at Forward on Friday was a hit. I'm seeing tons and tons of traction on social. So from you, what are some things that you took away from that? And what are some things that you see on the horizon?
Yeah, that was this was one of the best or most different and best events I went to. It's a lot of influencers, but that term is kind of vague, but it's all these people that built their reach and their presence online on social media, which has now made them famous, and there's more opportunities and more deals and turning that into wealth and investment. Took a bunch of notes, but some of it was like, think bigger, increase output, not effort. Never let a good crisis go to waste is a quote by Winston Churchill. And then with the kind of crazy chaos in the market right now, every time there's disruption, there's going to be people who most people will make less money, but the few who do make more money and have a strategy to will make way, way more money. And the quote was like, if it makes you money, it costs you nothing. And zero sum economy money in this market, there's a finite amount of money in the world. It just changes hands in different market shifts. Like, are you going to be one of the people who take it or one of the people who lose it? And then it's not what you know, it's who you know. The old saying was, it's not what you know, it's who you know. But the new saying is what you know, who you know that matters. So now more than ever, the people you surround yourself with, the people you do investments with, collaborate with, what mastermind with is going to be more important than ever. So a lot of the event was really focused on networking, because the people who are like in the influence space or the huge investors, multi-millionaires, they have their own network. So Neil, my guy, kind of like forced his way into a lot of these circles that didn't let him in there, and he bought his way in, and he tricked Gary Vee into talking with him a couple times or something like that. But I joined the mastermind because I want to get into the new circle. So hopefully I'll be able to bring back more stuff once I go through the third training.
I love it, Kenny. And in regards to bringing back new things, if you do not follow Neil Holmes right now, make sure to follow him. He's actually going to be a guest of ours in group coaching in August. So this is a great opportunity for you guys to really, really attract other agents to say, hey, come check this out. I have a special guest. I want to give you a pass. Listen, we're not going to talk about eXp at all. I just want to show you what we do in our environment, and we want to open that door, and I want to give you a pass to come to group coaching. That is a huge opportunity for you guys to grow and bring people into our space, so you're not trying to sell them on all the reasons why to join eXp. So really excited about that and what's to come. Let me go ahead and get my screen up. Karina, was there anything else for a teaching moment that I missed? I apologize.
No worries. Yeah, it was just a really quick thing that I just recently discovered. Hang on, let me share my screen. This is the Bay East MLS page. Anybody can access this. This is free. Bay East is one of the local MLSs. And under community information, there's a map here. And the coolest part about the map is if you click on a certain area, it'll take you there. It'll give you some information about the area. But one of the better things about it is open house sign ordinances. This will tell you how many signs they're allowed, where they're allowed to be placed, what they look like, all that. So if you're working in an area that you're a little less familiar in, or even something that you've worked a million times, it's kind of nice to double check this to make sure that you're in compliance. And they've got different market updates, disclosures, information, community overview. I just thought this was a really neat tool, and I'll post it in Slack so you guys can easy access link to it. But
Karina, while we're there, can you go to the community information drop down there?
Yeah.
And then just go to the, where is it? Real estate and housing statistics. So cool for the people that don't know where to get this. And then go to the weather report right there in the center. Yep, the East Bay Real Estate Weather Report. One more icon down.
Why can't I see it? I'm sorry.
There it is. There it is, right in the center. Right there. There it is. So this is where you guys go if you're in the East Bay to get all of the statistics, updates year over year. So when you are getting on the mic, when you're going to create some video, if you want to sound like a true expert, you just R&D this, rip off and duplicate the information that you hear on this. And it's fire information. Every market, every MLS has something like this. I just think that this is one of the best. That's
Bay East does the best, I would say, out of all the different MLSs. And I love that you don't have to log in. You don't have to be a member. You can just go to Bay East and click through. So
Totally.
please utilize this when you have a chance. I'll drop a link.
Love it. Love it. Appreciate you. Thank you. Let's get right into the slides. Let's go here. Community contributions. I actually, before I start sharing, excuse me, I want to turn the mic over to I'm going to turn the mic over to Vanessa. And then if you guys have anything that's going on over the next couple of days or the next week about the community, about an event that you're doing, I want you to grab the mic and drop some gems on us. So let me turn it over to Vanessa. Vanessa, I'm stoked about your event, not only because it's going to help you build your business, but I get to attend because it's 3 minutes away from my house and we're going to ride bikes over there. So Vanessa Vo, let's hear about your event this weekend.
Good morning, Team Fast. This Saturday, we're going to be having a barbecue and chill. It's going to be from 11 to 1. We'll be having food, beverages, and then also prizes for our raffle. So yeah, hopefully everybody can make it out. It's going to be some more events. So if you guys can't make it to this one, it's okay. But I just wanted to give a huge shout out to Sam and Moss, because this was just an idea that started at a dead open house. And here we are, just taking action. And thank you for dreaming big with me, you guys.
Oh, I love this. I love this. Yeah, we're excited. And what a beautiful community. If you don't know Lathrop, Lathrop is a really new city. I think it was founded in 1989. You have Stanford Crossings, and obviously you have River Islands, which is, this whole place is blown up. So I think that this is perfect timing for you and your career and for where we're at in this community. So looking forward to coming out and supporting. Anybody else have anything that's going on that they want to share with the team? Going once, going twice. All right, cool. Let's move on. I'm going to get right into the slides. Let me share my screen and then we will go present and then we'll keep rolling. All right, guys. So let's get into productivity and new escrows for this past week. Hours working in your business. William Dengler, no surprise that in Q2, the guy put up, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, Karina, it was 15 transactions in 3 months. The dude has been hustling like crazy. Came in at number 1, right behind him. Joey Dewan came in at number 2. Great job, Joey. And tied for 3 was Kim, Melissa Ross, and Sandy Cruz. So congratulations to everybody that made the leaderboard for CC Stats. Conversations, once again, Will's leading the way with 128. Right behind him is Melinda Cabrera with 53. And the 3-way tie for 3rd, Anna Pacheco, Ophelia Vargas, and Sakia Sampson all came in at 27 conversations. So great job to everybody. Appointments. Now this number skewed, and that's why I think Follow-Up Boss is going to be even more important in the coming months and in the coming years. I think that this is great to track, but I think more accurate. You're working more in depth in Follow-Up Boss. Now, if we were tracking transactions and everything there, I think you guys would spend a little bit more time in CSU. However, I think that obviously CSU is important, but Follow-Up Boss is going to be even more important in the coming months. But shout out to you once again, Will, for leading the way on appointment set. Sandy coming in number 2, and then a 3-way tie for number 3. So great job to everybody. Once again, number 1, I was working on their business. Will came in at number 1. Sam and Omar tied for number 2. Sandy came in at number 3, and Melissa Ross came in at number 4. So shout out to everybody that is on this list, that is tracking, that is holding themselves accountable. Great job. Let's get into new escrows. So new escrows, Kathy Daniel got in contract for $275. Sheena got in her first contract as a fast agent for $280,000. Let's give her a huge round of applause. Let's send her some love, send her some light. Jeff Phillips got in contract for $415. Lamont Sanders and Miles Tillman got into contract for $422. So let's see who I have on the line today really quick. Jeff, are you on the line? I know that you're driving. And here's the thing, Jeff, I want to call on you really quick. Jeff, we had our last round of boot camp. We're going to talk about that in a couple minutes. But Jeff pulled out a chair, he pulled out a table, he's sitting outside because it was noisy in there, and he's sitting there doing a buyer's consultation when all the festivities were going on. So Jeff Phillips, you want to talk about this deal?
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much. And I appreciate the boot camp because it was just that follow-up that was going into the boot camp. So this was a client that I actually went to high school with. He hit me a few months ago. Originally, he was going to buy with his boyfriend. So we had a whole plan in place and we were going out and seeing everything. And then it got to crunch time and his boyfriend was flying out to Baltimore to go finish his master's program as an RN. So then he was like, we just started talking about the game plan and we were like, well, you know, based off of your income, you're still able to buy something. So we just may have to change the strategy. And in the long run, this can still be an income producing property for you guys, but, you know, it can be a stepping stone to building generational wealth. And so we went out to I was driving out to Stockton consistently. We went out to all these different places. And finally, we ended up in Bay Point. Really just stayed in communication with the listing agent. Tried to write really clean. As always, shout out to Karina for instilling that in us. But it was just something that we wanted to make sure it was crunch time. His boyfriend leaves next month, so we just had to go, and the blessings came.
Man, I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. And Jeff said, you know, yesterday in boot camp, he's like, I recommitted and I burned the boats and I said that I am going to win no matter what. And I'm going to face this head on. And if it's to be, it's up to me. So Jeff, shout out to you, man. Great job. Congratulations to everyone that made it in that section on the leaderboard. Let's go to the next category from 550 to 770. Hector and George got in contract for 616. William got into contract, or excuse me, Bill got in contract for 620. Andrew Ruska, nonstop on a tear, 630. Pinky Chan got into contract for 675. And check this out. Roxanne and Will got into 3 contracts, 720, 615, and 380 in 1 week. I absolutely love that. But we will come back to them in just a couple moments. I'd love to hear from, let's see, George, are you on the line this morning? Yeah, you are, bro. Let's hear from you. Let's hear about this partnership. Let's hear about this deal. And this is while I think you were in Mexico. So George, let's hear about this. George going once. George going twice.
Oh, sorry.
There he is. There he is.
Yeah,
Big,
my bad.
This transaction with you and Hector.
Yeah, I was just getting ready for the day. But yeah, so this one was actually a pretty tricky one. So it was like an old Zillow lead. We ended up selling their mobile home. So we had our West Oakland one on the market. And it's so interesting because we put up the mobile home and the mobile home went within 3 days pending. And then now we were helping them on the buy side. So right before I left to Cabo, we had gotten them into contract, fully contingent upon the sale of their home, barely 5K over asking. So they were going from a 2.2 900 square foot mobile home to a 4-bedroom, 2-bath with a pool. They ended up canceling it while I was in Cabo. Hector, I think, showed him like 20 more homes after that. Because there were 3 people on a transaction. So this is the first time I've ever dealt with 3 people that are on the loan, 3 people that are going to be on title. And so you have 3 different opinions. You have a husband, wife, and the wife's mom. So 2 would be available, then the 3rd would see it, and then they'd be like, nope, never mind. So then we finally found one after, I think, while I was in Cabo, we wrote about like 5 more offers. And then finally one, they decided like, oh shit, our house is closing August 4th. After that, we have 17 days. So it was crunch time. So pretty much we finally found a house that they liked, kind of tried backing out a few times of a few different offers. And we had to tell them like, hey, are you gonna, like, you have 17 days. We try to encourage you in the beginning, and we just kept it real and we're very transparent with them. And I think Hector was actually really good at kind of speaking to each one individually as well. And so together we were able to not only work together in speaking to them individually, but then also one of us working with the listing agent too, to make sure we were creating that great relationship, because we also got feedback from the listing agents that we worked with, like, hey, you know what, your offer may not have been the highest, but I'm going to go with yours because you guys have open communication, and that's all I'm looking for.
Yeah, I absolutely love this. There's a lesson in this. We've all gotten a mobile home lead. All right, that's all happened. And what is the instant sentiment as soon as we see that lead come in? Wah, 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 like, right? But he turned this into 2 transactions in the last year. And so you never know. You never know who they know. You never know who their circle is. You never know what's going to come from that. You never know in a year, 2 years, 3 years from now, they're going to sell that. So great job. Way to hang in there, bro. And way to deal with everyone, because multiple people on a contract is very, very challenging. So great job to you. So last but not least, in the next category, from 770,000 to 990,000, Team Pui, Dewey and Peter came in with a flex deal for $925,000. Are either one of you guys on the line today? I think I see you on the screen in Oakland. Dewey or Peter, do one of you guys want to talk about this deal?
So this is Dewey, pending on Dewey Street in San Leandro. This is my preschool friend. He's been cutting my hair through the pandemic, basically, and he's like, "Hey, I'm finally ready." And I was like, "Hey, if you can't afford much yourself, like, you might want to have that tough talk with your girlfriend." They've only been together for like a year and a half or 2 years, and he was like, "Screw, we'll have a tough talk. Worst case is part ways, sell the property." 2 weekends of showings, one right before Cabo and one right after Cabo, and we got on the contract.
Awesome. Well, congratulations to you. Is that Peter that I just saw in the background?
Yep.
Peter, good job to you as well, brother.
What's up?
Hey, congratulations on your escrow. We were just talking about you. All right, guys, so we're going to move on to company stats. So here's our closed, here's our pending for the year. And then for last week, it is one of the lowest volume weeks that we've had in, I'd say, about 7 weeks. And we understand that there's a shift in the market. But what we do understand that this is the time where we need to double down on our efforts, and we need to double down on our communication skills and our presentation skills. When we were in our sales mastery conference the other day, they put 3 words up on the board and said, what is the most important? They put prospecting, they put presenting, and they put closing on. Now, ideally, we usually think, well, prospecting is the most important out of all those. Well, we all raised our hands, closing, present, or prospecting. Well, the answer was presenting, and here's why. That no matter how many phone calls you can make 2,500 phone calls, but if you're not a strong presenter, it doesn't really matter, right? So I think now is the time where we truly double down on our presentation skills. I used an analogy the other day, and I used this in group coaching last week. Some of our presentations right now are shoes in a dryer. Ever heard shoes in a dryer? You go to the river, you put your shoes in a dryer, try to dry, clunk, 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 and it's clunky. Well, how's the market? Well, what should I do with my home? Well, I'm thinking about buying. Interest rates are 6.5 and I'm scared. And it's the agents that are shoes in a dryer that aren't able to really help consumers understand and have a level of certainty. But it's the agents that are practicing, that are spot on, that are giving clients a sense of clarity and certainty in a very uncertain time in our market. Those are the ones that are going to win. So this is a time where we just really double down on our presentation skills and double down on our prospecting skills. And those are the ones, the people that are taking action, those are the ones that are going to win. So let's talk about winning in a big way. I wanted to save this because obviously these 2 people have done tremendous things in business, but also they've done tremendous things off of the field, excuse me. These 2 have formed an alliance. They have formed a friendship, and they have formed a bond. How many of you have met brothers and sisters on this team that those relationships will always stand the test of time? I believe that, right? I believe that those relationships have been formed. These 2 put up 3 transactions last week, a total of over $1.7 million. They're committed, they're a dynamic partnership, and they're really, I like to think of them as heart and soul of this company. And so Will or Roxanne, would either of you like to talk about these transactions and what it's been like working with each other? Can either one of you guys take the mic and speak on this?
Hi.
Hi, honey, how are you?
Will texted me and reminded me, get your ass on the meeting. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, good. That's a good partnership. I like that.
He's a good partner because he knows my memory is so bad. What is wrong with my memory? You guys, when you turn 40, you don't remember anything. Wow, I'm really happy to be on the call right now. And thank you so much for sharing us here today. So Will and I, this is all new for me. As I've shared with you and Kenny, that I've never done partnerships before previous to being with Team Fast. And I'm really, really excited, and I'm growing, and I'm like taking in the fact that partnership is such a great thing. And I used to look at it like, why be partnered with someone when you could just do it all by yourself, make the whole income by yourself? And now I'm learning, are you kidding me? Partnership is amazing. I'm learning so much from Will, and he makes me such a better agent and a better person. And he makes every day of my life like more exciting. He called me this morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, and he doesn't get up at 8 o'clock in the morning, right?
Oh, no.
And he was so wide awake. He was like, Roxanne, wake up. It's a new day. It's 8 in the morning. We have the full day today. We're going to win today. We're getting a new escrow today. I'm like, holy shit, we're getting a new escrow today for sure, right? But like, it makes you so much better when you can actually have someone that like brightens your day and makes the business funner, on top of the fact that just Team Fast in general makes my life better and funner. And I'm so happy to be here. And thank you. That's all I really want to say.
You know, I'm just glad, like, none of this is rehearsed, you guys. We don't have like an agenda, and we don't know what people are going to say, but like, just love it. I love your energy. I love your enthusiasm. And I love like the true love for each other and like how you guys are brightening each other's lives. Well, let's hear from you, bro. 3 transactions in 1 week. That is a milestone. I don't know if you've ever done 3 transactions in 1 week, but shout out to you as well, my man. So let's hear from you.
I mean, same thing. Going back to Roxanne, she's my coach. She's my best friend. She's my sister. She's making me a better agent every day. And it doesn't matter if we split commission, but we win more appointments together. People mention both of us all the time. Oh yeah, well, you know, with Roxanne, people know us from Instagram, from Facebook, and you know, it's just more fun working with Roxanne.
Heck yeah, it is.
Having fun.
Right. And like, because you guys see, you know, like the fun spirited side of Will and Roxanne, but these two are beasts at negotiations. They're experts on their process. They're experts on their paperwork. And then you put those two together, I could see why it's working out so well for you guys. So
thank you, Elias. Thank you so much for that.
Nothing but love and respect for everyone on this team. So appreciate you guys. But you got to look.
Yeah, we love everybody too. I say that again. I love Team Fast in general, like everybody. I can name so many people on this team that I've already worked with that I enjoyed working with. It's just honestly, it's a great place, and I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to have the experience of partnership, collaboration. I'm just beyond grateful to be a part of this, honestly.
And the Emmy goes to.
No, seriously, I'm so happy I learned that my mindset's so different now than it was like 2 years ago.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So you guys, as you're growing in this you know, team, as Kenny said earlier, our community is going to be more important than it's ever been. And obviously it's super important to who we are, but as we grow, it's going to be more important. So when you're vibing with somebody, when you're coming up in this game with somebody, if there's somebody that you feel like, you know, let's partner up. When Peter came to the team, he instantly gravitated towards Dewey, and look at what they've created in 1 year as a team. So, and then think about what the consumer gets. Consumer gets Will, and consumer gets Roxanne. Consumer gets a Peter, and they get a Dewey. So different mindsets, different vantage points, and different opinions. And I think that only benefits and serves the client. So great job. Congratulations.
Elias, can I say one more thing? Also with this whole partnering and collaborating with someone right now, I think it's needed more than ever, because of the fact that we're in this shift, and our conversations with sellers are so much different than they were before. So having 2 different personalities, especially on a listing side, when you're gonna have those conversations about price reduction, why the price has to be reduced, sellers are getting very emotional. You're talking them off the ledge sometimes. There's just so much to it now. So 2 different personalities help so much. Mauricio and I right now have one where, oh my gosh, he is so helpful in speaking with them. They're a Spanish client. He's just jumped in, and he's really negotiated and helping the client to understand. And I feel like when he says it, I feel like the client honestly understands it better than when I say it. So it just is what it is, but we're there to help each other. So it's important right now.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to everyone that is on the leaderboard this week and will be on the leaderboards in the future. You guys, when we think about where we're at in the market right now, uncertainty is obviously something that a lot of clients are feeling. What I want to encourage everyone to do, if you haven't done this, we talk about it all the time. Like, this is the time where you give a consumer a glimpse at how certain they could be and how safe they could be by working with you. This is a time when you're creating short form video and you're saying, hey guys, here's what consumers are facing right now. Here's what I'm hearing from the lenders. Here's what's going on in the market. Here's the trends, and create that persona and create that expertise. Right? When you go to your doctor, when you go to your CPA, when you go to your dentist, they are experts. When you hear them speak, it is gospel, right? It's like, okay, cool. Yeah, I should do that with my taxes. I'm going to do that, right? So same thing when working with you. Also, I'm going to give you guys some advice that we heard from a $100 million producer. By a show of hands, how many people want to sell $100 million in real estate in 1 year? I know everyone should have their hands up on that. Absolutely. So he said that no matter what and how big he's grown in this business, he does this, and he does this every single day. He does happy birthday videos on Facebook. He goes in and says, okay, cool, whose birthday is it? And then he just sends videos like, Karina, what's up, girl? Happy birthday. I just want to say, hopefully you have the best lap around the year that you've ever, or lap around the sun that you've ever had. I just wanted to call and say happy birthday. If you ever need anything, I'm here for you. Just to say front of mind. He also sends follow-up videos to all of his past clients that he hasn't spoke to in a while. That is something simple. I'm sure some of you do it, but I just want to remind you, follow-up videos, SOI videos. Let me go back into all my sphere and let them know what's going on. I know you're hearing things about the market. If you have any questions, if you need an update, if you need anything, call me, let me know. Let me be the voice of reason, or at least educate you on about what's going on. And then agent to agent videos. This is a great way for you guys to build your organization. If you see an agent on social that is crushing it, just got into contract, just had a new listing, hey, Karina, what's up? It's Elias from eXp and Team Fast. I just want to send you this message. I see you out there. I want to share with you what I have. Was curious to know what you have. Maybe we can do a deal in the future and align. Like, he's doing that. He's doing $100 million in production, did 14 deals in 1 month, and was in the state of California only 3 days that month. So leverage the shit out of you guys creating and posting videos. Jung Hee said here down below, one of the things that I learned at the Ford conference was that the power of leveraging relationships, teams, assistants, and other people's money, investing influence on social. Jung Hee, you want to elaborate on that?
Sure. It's sort of just an underlying current of the conference was leverage. So people talked about it in different ways, right? If you're an investor, you're leveraging other people's money to make more money. If you are in PR, you're going to leverage like this one Forbes article over and over and over again to get constant exposure. It's just all about like how you use, it's all about, and I think our team does this well. It's just, you need help in order to achieve your goals, right? So reach out to people to, get where you need to go.
Love it. Love it. Yeah, that's a word that's coming up quite a bit. Leverage. And when you think about our community, there's now over 300 people in this team, in this environment, from all walks of life, so much talent on this team. Like, this is a great opportunity for us to lean inward. So really good stuff. Anybody else want to share any thoughts or insight from any of the events that they went to in the last week before we move on? Going once, going twice. All right, cool. We're going to move on.
Really quickly.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think, so I went to the marketing one in Vegas too. One of the quotes that Ed Milet said that stood out was, all great entrepreneurs are in the business of selling love and happiness. And so he basically talked about, when you're putting out content, make sure that you're putting out content for the people, for people. Like, you don't have a purpose behind it. And I think that's something that stuck out to me, because when I was making content over the last few weeks, I had in mind, okay, I'm doing it to get new business, instead of realizing like, oh shit, like it needs to be more of a help mentality versus kind of like a help and what am I going to get in return? So that was what I definitely took from it. And then not only that, he said the best time to post content is at 7 a.m.
Love that. Love that. You guys, I put in a podcast, and I shared this yesterday in group coaching. I put a podcast in here for you guys to watch when you have time. If you have too many distractions, try not to watch it. But I just got this book, The Power of One More, and I've been diving into some of his stuff. And this podcast right here, just be prepared. be prepared if you watch this podcast to get a little bit emotional. Has anybody listened to this podcast? I posted it yesterday in group coaching. Eleni, I see some nods. I got a text like, oh my God, thank you for sharing that with me. Super, super powerful, you guys. So anything else anybody wants to share? Any thoughts before I get to our question of the week? All right, cool. Let me go back to this here. All right. So as the market shifts, as things changes, what are you doing to set yourself apart in a shifting market? But I want to go a little bit further. Like, what are you doing to separate yourself? I'd love to hear your answers, but I also want to ask you guys this. Like, and I don't want to get dark, but I want you to imagine that 2 years from now, like you're not in this business. And I want you to imagine, for me, incomprehensible, right? For some of you, it's incomprehensible, like shouldn't even be a thought, but like, what does life look like? I don't get to come to the team meetings. I'm not part of this. I'm not part of that. I'm not part of this cool environment. I'm not working with clients. Like, what does that look like, right? And so we have to think about our business and say, what type of insurance plan do I have on my business? My insurance plan is going to be my activities, my prospecting, and my organization. That's how I'm going to put insurance on the thing that I covet and love so much. So you have to think about it like, I love this business. I don't want to do anything else. I don't want to go back to a 9 to 5. I don't want to go back to my old job. I am going to put some insurance around this. The fact that Nikosi's getting in the office at 7 o'clock and leaving at 7 o'clock, that's his insurance plan to support and protect the thing that he holds so dear. So I want to hear from you guys. I want to know, like, what are you guys going to do to separate yourself in the coming months? Cynthia says, setting myself apart by hiring a coach to help get my biz back on track. I love that. Adrian, is that a new hand?
Oh, I was just going to say that for me, I've been working with a therapist for I need to work on myself. You know, I really need to stop. I need to get rid of the limited beliefs that I have in myself so I could show up better for my clients. I think that is my number one obstacle from reaching the goals that I have in my life. And I love my therapist. I love it. It's a game changer, seriously.
All right, listen, and I've been through it myself, and I'm okay with saying it, but like, mad respect to you to have the vulnerability to share in this space. Like, hey, it's all about growing and getting better. So love it. Love that you shared this. I see a couple of things here in the chat. George says, invest in myself more by going to more masterminds and creating the business plan. Absolutely love that. Stay excited about the market and share that excitement with everyone. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Cam. It's how we look at this market and know that there's going to be a king and a queen, and empires are going to be born in this market right now. Just like pandemic. Oh my God, there's a health pandemic. What did Eric King do? Eric King said, well, shit, I'm going to do buyers consultations on Zoom, and I'm going to hit the phones, and I'm going to send videos to everybody. And look what he did in this business. So I absolutely love this. Let's see what else we have here. Vanessa says, setting deadlines. So it's a must and non-negotiable. Yeah. A lot of us say we want to do things, but you don't put a deadline on it. And so it's just kind of out there. You have to create that pressure and that tension. So I love that you said that. Need to put learning and preparation. Cool. Anything else that you guys are going to do in a shifting market to separate yourself from the competition? Creating a lot more longer form video content. Cool, Kenny, I love that. And for me, it's, I hired an editor, and now I'm going to do shorter form video. Kenny's doing longer form. I'm going to be doing shorter form. So I have an editor that works for Sharon, who just sold a $3 billion company and who is a multi-millionaire. I figure if that guy works good for him, he'd probably do something good for me. He's going to be editing my videos and putting captions and screen grabs that are in the color of my Keep It Moving newsletter. So I'm going to be doing that, and I'm paying that $100 per video. So that's how I'm going to level up in the coming months. Anything else, you guys? Anything else anybody want to share? Cool. Well, then I hope and I know that you guys are putting something into action to separate yourself. So growth is a niche area, focusing on learning probate and networking with doc preparers and attorneys. Here's what's great about that, Sandy. We call that like upstream partners, right? Where are the opportunities going to be before they become mass opportunities for mass consumption, right? That is a great avenue for you, because now you get to provide support and help and education before they get on Zillow, Redfin, all the other sites. So that's actually a really, really great idea. So I love this. Anything else anybody wants to share? All right, cool. Cynthia, I'm actually going to turn the mic over to you. I see that you are somewhere looking, I don't know, that's really nice where you are. Cynthia, so we just finished boot camp, and I just want you to come full circle on that. If you guys did complete boot camp, please raise your hand or give me a reaction from the screen below. It meant the world to see you guys there yesterday. So Cynthia, if you just want to kind of close the loop on this and what it meant to us and what you saw in these agents, let me just turn the mic over to you to kind of close this out for today.
Yeah. So I apologize if it's a little loud. I'm working out of a coffee
No,
shop.
it's good.
Awesome. So the agents that were on our most recent boot camp, there were 5 of them that had graduated from the original boot camp. And the growth that we saw from these agents, the perseverance, the grit, guys, it takes gritty people to make changes for almost 90 days. And what we wanted to share with you guys is that this isn't possibly going to change their careers. This will change their careers because they dedicated this time, not just to themselves. They had accountability partners. They truly stepped out of comfort zones big time. We had folks door knocking for the first time, folks that made their first videos ever, like huge growth in these people. So thank you all so much for being a part of this most recent boot camp. And we're really excited about the next one coming up.
Awesome. So more details on that. We're going to shorten it up. We're not going to do 12 weeks. We're probably going to do 4-week boot camps. More information on that. So we'll release that soon. But I just want to send everybody off the field with this today. I can make mistakes with consistency, right? It's when you're inconsistent in your business that a mistake will surface and it'll really show its face. I can make mistakes along the way as long as I'm consistent, right? You don't like to make calls? Well, hey, I promise you, you make enough calls, somebody's going to be like, you know what, Elaine, actually, it's a good time for you to call. Cool, right? So as long as I'm consistent, things will happen. Look at what's happening with Colette. Colette is consistently putting things on TikTok, and what's happening? Your followers going up, engagement is going up, and it's probably going to turn into some engagement and some buyer and seller opportunities. So before we close out, does anybody have anything else they want to say, mention, or contribute to our space before we head out? Cool. You guys, I want to say thank you for all of your hard work. Thank you for all of your efforts. I am beyond grateful for everything that you guys do. So let's get out there. Let's continue to take action. Be on the lookout for sales mastery information about training. Tomorrow, group coaching, as always, 8:30. In August, we have some special guest speakers. Neil Holmes is coming out, Giselle Agarte, and a couple other people. So I'm really excited about what's coming. So have some fun today. Go out there and take action. If you need anything, as always, I'm here for you. So peace and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye, you guys.